Hello. Okay. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming here and making your way here on a working night. I know it can be really hard for, everybody who has, a job or school or work the next day. So I'd just like to thank all of you for your support in celebrating this beautiful event. So I'd like to start off by, talking about why art and what is the power of art. So, art is such a relative term, yet I think it has the power to keep societies connected to a greater expression of themselves. I think it can serve as the pathway to our emotional freedom, to changing the course of our own lives, and it's an instrument that allows us to communicate narratives, ideas, cultural wisdoms, and that can all change the course of society. So, Berdiam is an exhibition in response towards today's global humanitarian crisis, in which we aim to touch the public's hearts through art. And a growing number of refugees are dehumanized as they become merely rising statistics in the media. And I believe that no human life deserves to be summarized as a number. Currently, 14,000 refugees here in Indonesia. And the numbers are continuing to grow, yet we forget the fact that behind each and every number, behind each and every figure, there's a human being, one with feelings and emotions, and one with a family. So with this exhibition, our main goal is to humanize refugees by sharing their stories and their journeys to hope and their dreams, to give the public more of an insight into what life is like through their eyes. And I think it's really easy for us to form, xenophobic prejudices to the unknown and to the unfamiliar. And I think in order to dispel those myths, we must reinstill empathy back into, people, and remind people that refugees are humans and that they're not illegal aliens. And that's why I see art as an extremely powerful tool to remind people of their humanity. And not only do I believe in art's transformative powers on society, but I also believe in its power to heal oneself. As someone who's always appreciated art in my life, I see it as a form of solace. And I feel like it can provide refugees with a form of escapism where they can escape their, their harsh realities. And one of the most wonderful things that I've, come to see when I taught my kids art is, they would draw their favorite toy or their favorite food or a family member that they miss most. And, expressing these things as a form of art was almost therapeutic for them because by drawing them on paper or painting them on a canvas, it almost was as if they brought those things back to life again. And not only is it a form of escapism, but it's a way for them to reconnect with the lives and the people and places that they have been forced to leave behind. And another thing that it can do is to help cope with the stress, anxiety, and trauma that refugees face on a day-to-day basis. And I'd like to, talk more about the title of this exhibition, which is highly symbolic. So, Berdiam highlights this idea about displacement and temporariness. And aligning the two words is an attempt to describe the contrasting situation experienced by refugees who are facing uncertainty on a day-to-day basis. They question whether they can build a better life or whether they should stay or whether they should leave. And, we aim to showcase an insight into what it means to be a refugee, not only through their eyes, but also through the eyes of the Indonesian community. And with this exhibition, I hope to raise awareness for refugees to the Indonesian community, and it's a better way. What's really exciting is that we get to host this exhibition in Galeri Nasional to mark, Indonesia's step into opening the doors of hope and opportunity for refugees here, in hopes of creating a more welcoming and empathetic society where we celebrate each other for our common humanity. So, I'd like to give thanks to Bapak Tanto and Galeri Nasional, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, for providing us with the space to exhibit in this venue. And I'd also like to thank UNHCR for their ongoing support throughout this whole process. And also I'd like to give thanks to Roshan and Ibu Nova from Roshan, who has put her time and effort to coordinating this event for the past year. And I'd also like to thank Chris and our amazing curator, Alia Swastika, who has helped us articulate the vision of this exhibition. But I'd also, most importantly, I'd like to thank the refugees here, the refugees in Roshan, for really changing the way I look at life. Has really changed the way I am as a person, allowed me to become more appreciative of the things that I'm surrounded by. So with that in mind, I'd like to end things for this week and to Thomas Vargas.